Welcome to the pod. In this episode, we'll be talking about Asian hate crimes affecting the community through critical race lens. I'm your host, Manny, and we'll be interviewing two of our special guests, Nathaniel Ng and Kenny Payne.
Hello.
Hello.
All right, welcome to our podcast. First of all, what are you guys' thoughts on Asian hate crimes?
Well, personally, I think it's really bad because it affects the community in a negative way, and it can cause people to reform, try to blend in with other races and not their own.
I agree.
Yeah, me personally, I've seen Asian hate crimes on the news, and I think it's very disrespectful of what people are doing. So first off, our first question is: have you personally received Asian hate crimes?
Well, I wouldn't say it in a conventional sense, but I believe stereotypes can be depicted as Asian hate.
I've seen Asian hate around me before and on the news too. There was one clip of an old lady being kicked for no reason.
Of a 60
In Mission Bay on Friday. Check this out. Police say an Asian
being attacked by two younger guys, he managed.
Apparently unprovoked. It happens right there.
Yes, personally, I've seen that clip too, and I think it's very disrespectful just because that could be someone's grandmother, that could be someone's mom. That's just very disrespectful in my opinion. How has Asian hate affected your daily life?
Well, I have seen. I've gone to Chinatown. I've seen people being hated on just because they're Asian, and I think it's really bad because it can cause people to be scared, I guess, of going out or doing stuff because they're Asian. Back in 2020, elders were scared to go out because there's a lot of hate crimes against them because coronavirus.
I agree with about the part where you go out and you're scared because you never know what happened. You could just be walking normally and all of a sudden somebody will jump you for no reason.
Exactly. Yeah, it's tragic what we're seeing nowadays. What do you think led up to Asian hate?
Well, there was already Asian hate from very, very far ago because of the Asian hate or Chinese Exclusion Act, right?
Yeah.
But it kind of diffused until 2020, where it kind of got really large because of the coronavirus, and it was being called the China virus, which would really only attack the Asian people for coronavirus.
You got anything to say?
I was gonna say the same thing about people blaming Chinese about the virus because they thought that the virus came from China.
Yeah. I think that coronavirus really brought all of this into a bigger problem, and just assuming that Asians brought the virus is just the stupidest thing I've heard.
But to add to that, the spread, they blame the spread of the virus on Chinese people.
Exactly.
But it could have been anybody. One person gets it and spreads it everywhere, just not only the Chinese.
Yeah, it's just dumb how they believe one man's word about the virus coming from China. It's crazy what people believe nowadays. How has Asian hate affected your community?
Well, I've seen it in my community because at my middle school it is kind of normal that there's Asian hate. It would be in the background, but you still see it.
Yeah, I see a lot of stereotypes nowadays about if you see a Chinese person, oh, you automatically think coronavirus, get away from them. And it's the complete opposite. I think um, the Asian community is a very nice, and just there's a lot of nice people around.
Okay, so like in the community, I feel like the coronavirus in Chinese people, it's like very it's not good because before coronavirus, they still wore masks in China, and like just to assume that all Chinese people have like coronavirus, even though they're very like cleanly and upkeep, is like pretty
Exactly,
hurtful.
yeah, yeah. I seen on the news that most of the hate crimes come from like they attack the elders, for no reason. I've seen many clips of them having bruises, and they got punched in the face, punched on the ground, for literally no reason, and it's just disrespectful going against the elders.
Yeah, cause like I feel like they're immigrants and like they're more vulnerable.
Yeah.
So China and America's relationship isn't really good. There's like a lot of controversy.
Yeah.
Um, so Trump made like laws that made China look bad and Chinese people.
Yeah, Trump really he's put many bad ideas into people's heads. Like, for example, in like he called Mexicans aliens, and just that they should go back to their country. And it's basically the same thing in this situation. He's assuming that one group of people are doing negative effects to everybody else in the community. Do you think there's a solution to Asian hate?
Well, there's always gonna be people that like don't like Asian people, but you can like kind of stop propaganda and like how it spreads, because usually it'll spread like from people who don't like them, but like if we limit the amount of people who don't like Asian people down to a very small amount, they can't spread it that much, and we can also like deny like or like find evidence against the accusations.
Yeah, it's just many assumptions. Um, yeah. Yeah, anything.
Um, I think stopping Asian hate would be like a long-term goal, because there are like many people who supports Asians and there's another side where people dislike them. So like a solution is like maybe a solution is to like gather supporters and protest.
Yeah, I think we should stop the assumptions of a group of people, because that's like just stop listening to what other people think about a certain group, because that really motivates hate against that certain group. Um, has Asian hate affected your community in any way, or have you seen any negative impacts on it?
Well, I have definitely seen negative impacts because there's always like stereotypes that are gonna be thrown around, but some people will like try to conform with like the normal how people think of Asian people, and that can be really hurtful because it does like it reduces diversity. And also, to bring it back to the question that you asked about Asian hate and like what made Asian hate, I feel like there's already tensions between China and America, and COVID just built upon what was already there.
Exactly. I feel like coronavirus like just threw fuel into the problem and just made it a bigger issue. Um, but like, yeah, like you said, stereotypes are always gonna go around. That's always been around. Um, and we just have to stop making assumptions about the same negative problems. How do you feel about Asian elders being attacked?
Well, I actually think it's horrible because like they're very vulnerable because first of all, sometimes they may not be able to speak like very good English, or they're immigrants, and like can be very hateful and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like they go for them just because they can't really do much as much as younger Asians. and I think that's very wrongful of them. Just because, like, why would you do that? Like, imagine your own grandmother or a mother, daughter, anything. Imagine them getting hurt by another person due to racial problems. You know.
I also think that it's pretty terrible because um, elders are being targeted because they can't like self-defend.
Yes, exactly. Yes. Yeah, just like that. Like, they can't self defend because they don't move as fast. Also, the language barrier also affects it because they don't speak. Some don't speak proper English, and like they don't understand what other people says, and then other people get frustrated because of that because they don't understand what you're saying, and I think that causes some type of hatred towards them. Um, because of Asian hate, are you scared of going out?
Well, personally, not me, but I'd be scared for my elders, like my grandparents or like older uncles, because like it can be still very dangerous for them.
Yeah, I see myself in your position. I'd also be scared or like worried for my elders to go out and like receive that type of hatred against them when they're doing completely nothing wrong. Um, do you have anything to add on?
Yeah, I would sometimes be scared because like like I said earlier, like you will never know what happened, and like you could get jumped for no reason.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like most of these Asian crime hates um, are are very like unreasonable. There's no reason to hate on them or to push on them. It's really a dumb way of like just pushing people and stuff like that. Um,
Let's wrap it up.
yeah. All right. Thank you for joining us on another episode of our pod, and I hope you guys enjoyed. And I'll see you guys next time.